Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once in a lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit freedomlovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. freedomlovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Here we go, guys. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and all United States.fm network. Final hour. And I'm not saying how, like, I'm tired or I'm, bored. I'm just saying how because it's like a new topic. I've tried to enjoy this hour. The first 2 hours, I want to give you solid information about, of course, politics and the rights and conspiracy, and of course, second hour about guns. But this hour, it's also the hour about friendship, an hour about love, and of course, we also talk about very important things. But I really have found through this radio station, and more important through this show, because the show doesn't go just on the radios, but also on the internet. I have the opportunity now to meet and people that I never could imagine I could meet, and it's a beautiful feeling, I must tell you. Some of these people probably I would never see them in my life, because I have now just found out to have listeners in Scotland, and I don't know, it's kind of amazing, to see people from different parts of the world listening and having the same type of goal. And the goal is to be free, to have some basic human rights, and the government is supposed not to be our master. And that for me is something that made me feel really, really grateful to be here. And I'm very grateful also to have found a man in California. I couldn't believe it. That I never could believe that I was going to almost, I don't want to use the word fall in love, okay? We are not at that point. I'm a straight guy, and I know he's straight too. But, I really have a lot of respect. The gentleman that approached me almost 2 years ago was one of my first listeners on the show. It's funny that sometimes we are trapped in this, left, right, Democrat, Republican stuff, and this is exactly the point. That's why I like him so much, because knowing him and knowing each other, we made the point that this Republican and this Democrat game, it's like a wrestling game, is made to divide us, to separate us. Of course, now I'm an independent, so I'm not even a Republican anymore, but he's a kind of an old-fashioned Democrat. Honestly, compared to the Democrats we have today, this gentleman is, for me, it's like, Jeff Kennedy. Anyway, let me bring him on, because it's very amazing. We had a conversation with him a few weeks ago, I think almost a couple of months ago, and we were talking about all the situation with the refugees and, of course, the crime and a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, I hate to be right, and I hate even when a friend like him is right. I wish always we are wrong when we talk about such important things. Ronald, are you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you, Ronald, today? Everything's okay with you?
Zanna, I am doing better than I ever have at age 65. I'm a very, very healthy and happy young man.
Okay, perfect. At least I want to bring you in. Ronald O'Donnell, you're running for office. By the way, I would like to give you a little plug. First of all, remind everybody what type of position you're running for and where.
Okay, I'm running for California State Senate District 23, which is San Bernardino, Riverside, and portions of L.A. County.
Okay, perfect. And this
in California.
Yes, and your position on the Democratic ticket, you have other people running against you, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I have Republican guy Mike Morrell, who's on the California Finance and Banking Committee, and he's a very good opponent because, quite frankly, my campaign is to take down the banks, start over with the financial system in this country, stop foreclosures, stop the illegal conduct that they are, committing on, and the atrocities that they are committing on the American citizens, to stop everything that they're doing when they come into a person's home and they take their furniture and throw it out on the streets. But, that's really the line in the sand.
Yes, and what about, from the Democratic Party? Do you have other, I'm sure you do, other candidates running for your same position?
Everyone that I have on my team have never run for office before.
Okay.
I have Lenore Albert, who wasn't a voter all her life. I put her on the California State Central Committee.
Okay.
Back in May. Now she's running for Orange County.
Okay.
Assembly District for Orange County. In 1 year, she went from being a non-voter to going to the State Central Committee in Sacramento.
Wow.
And she's a federal appeals attorney. Then she decides, and I love this lady, to run for Orange County Assembly District 72 against the leading Republicans there, the bankers, of course, that have controlled Southern California for 50 years.
Yeah. That's important. That's important.
Wait, I'm not done. You want one more?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. I want just to say something.
I got one more.
Go ahead.
I got another one. On the team, just, the last couple days, but it's confirmed. We have Abigail Medina. Okay. She's on the San Bernardino Board of Trustees, Department of Education Board of Trustees. And I convinced her to run for Assembly District 40.
Okay.
Which is San Bernardino County. And that is, right now where our U.S. Congressman was elected recently.
Yes.
And, we're all having a little party down in Orange County in Garden Grove. Little, poverty-stricken community. And we're having a meeting for all of the first-time candidates.
Yes, let me say something. Ron, let me stop you 1 second. This is exactly my point. The reason why I bring you up, because at the end of the day, of course, I think you have a lot of good ideas. But also the very important thing is this. We need to have regular people, not professional politicians, people that probably never really had a chance or even never have the desire to run for office. If we want to change this corrupted machine, we must start to become part of the machine at every level. I don't care if you run for city council or for mayor or for state legislator, of course, and whatever you can do. That's exactly the point. We need regular people to do incredible things. That's the point. We need to have the average person out there start to really commit themselves to do the best they can in our own society when it comes especially to public business, because that's exactly these positions. They've been the desire, the ambitions of many politicians that they don't have the interest of the public, but they just do it for personal gain. So this is very important. I'm glad you're doing this. Now, let's go back 1 second to what's happened, in Paris. What I like about you, you are kind of a different type of Democrat. You understand the importance of the Second Amendment, that it's a right. And of course, it's also, it's something that many other people, other countries out there around the world don't have it. And, the situation now with Paris and what could happen even here. We were talking about this just a few weeks ago. Is there something you want to comment on the Paris terrorist attack?
I'd love to say something. I'd love to say, first of all, that K-Talks Radio, when we broadcast together a month or two ago about the immigration issue, you were the first in the nation.
I don't know about that.
Before Alex Jones and his InfoWars station, and before the NBC and the ABC and the CBS, and before anybody, to publicly announce that there were immigrants. Don't worry about just the Mexican border. Worry about the ones flying in from the Middle East. I told you that. You listened. and you broadcast that, and you are right. You have never been credited for being the very first person to ever broadcast that.
Wow. Maybe
Remember that? Do you remember?
we were talking about that. I need to pull this broadcast out, but I understand. And you know what is sad.
You were the first.
I always,
Santa,
I always
it
hope.
was announced on K Talks when I was on the show with you 2 months ago, and you were one of the first people that were brave enough to even allow me to say that.
Of course, you all can say whatever you want on this station and on this my program, especially. You know, I always invite everybody. There is no censorship here. Now,
But it proved to be true. What I told you,
Yes.
I told you 2 months ago, right on this station,
yeah, no, I
and
understand.
it happened.
I
And
understand.
you were the only one that broadcast it. And I
give you
respect you for that. I respect K-Talks for that.
Let me give you another forecast that unfortunately, you know, I'm not psychic. I just follow logic and the evidence way out there, you know, and I hope to be wrong. I always hope to be wrong on everything, especially when it comes down to these things. Unfortunately, do you see what happened in Paris, okay? No, even a few minutes later that all this was settled down, the first thing the government did was martial law. They have now military on the streets. They pretty much now trying to pass legislations that if you have a conspiracy theory, that means if you do not agree with the official version of the government, you can be arrested. And of course, they have the casus belli that 7 days before even this terrorist attack happened, they already had they have only one carrier, okay? The warship was already outside Syria. What is really interesting to see that problem, reaction, solution. They've been trying NATO and unfortunately the Obama administration, with of course Congress too. I mean, part of Congress, the neocons, they love wars. That's the bottom line. But so many Democrats, unfortunately, they've been trying to push this illegal act of war, try to destabilize, of course, Syria and knock down, you know, Assad, like they did with Libya, with Gaddafi. That they needed to find every way. We have the evidence that the funding of ISIS is real from our State Department, of course, the Pentagon. They have all the evidence out there. They wanted to call them these rebels, not extreme rebels, or the moderate rebels. And McCain 3 years ago was there with probably with a luggage full of cash. And we know that, unfortunately, it was not about being moderate rebels. The point is they were using these mercenaries to go there and destabilize it. Now we know what happened in Paris. Paris, France needed to intervene. And I'm not saying that I don't know all the story. I don't know if really these people, these militants, these terrorists in Paris, they were complete, false flag. That means they were completely under the control of some government. But I know one thing. They let them intentionally in. They knew that when you let thousands of unchecked people, they're supposed to be refugees, even if you get just 1% among them, and they were much more than that they don't come there with the status of refugee, but they come there with an agenda, and they are probably military people, at least part of this guerrilla situation. They've been trained before, and now you were gonna pretty much get the results of the seeds that we planted in the ground. Now, next thing is going to happen, and I really hope to be wrong. They need to have another 9/11 here in America as soon as possible for many reasons. They need to distract us. They need to finish up. They need to completely control us, and they need to also start to distract the attention. American people start to wake up about many issues, about Obama, his unconstitutional acts, what he's been doing against the Constitution, trying to pass, legislation without even he can legislate. He's supposed to be the executive. This situation with illegal aliens that, several federal judges say you can't do that. And of course, Hillary and all these other things. So, and the budget going out of control, almost 20 trillion. So I really believe that they need another war, and more important, they need to finalize us completely in now. Stop all the dissents. And when you get attacked in the center of the nation, our heart, on our soil, of course, what the government does, when there are wars or there are situations of emergency, they always get more power. So I really hope to be wrong, but I have the feeling that in the next 90 days, or at least before Christmas, we're going to get something here. And if we don't, it's a miracle. What do you think about this? Is it kind of too extreme what I'm saying, or maybe I'm too something here, Ronald?
You know, your mind is running as fast as mine is. You just asked about 1,000 questions, and I respect each and every one of them, and I heard every one of them. And I need to go ahead and put that into a sentence. Mm-hmm. So here it is. Reality. We have to deal with reality. And at age 65, I get thousands of emails. I get thousands of phone calls that I can't handle. But let's go ahead and be honest. Let's get down to it, okay?
Okay.
I put out there Mink Mecca.
Why?
Now, why did I put that out there? Because Saudi Arabia is funding all the wars. They are funding the United States. Saudi Arabia, oil money, controls the United States dollar. Our dollar is valued based on Saudi Arabia's monarchy currency. They are the monarchy. And you notice they're never even mentioned ever on ABC, CBS, NBC, even on the websites, even on the InfoWars, Alex Jones. I love Alex Jones.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm saying to you, in Drudge, you know, you listen to Drudge.
Yes.
They never mention, no one mentions the truth. You know, they all talk that they're the truth, or the truth, the truth. The truth is the only name that never gets mentioned is the oil money nation of Saudi Arabia and their sister, Qatar. That's where it's all coming from. And we are nothing but mercenaries.
That's true.
The United States get paid.
That's true.
By them to bomb this one, that one, ISIS, ISIL. They change their names, you know, whenever they want to, depending on what the monarchy is drinking that day.
That part is true. No, it's true. We are pretty much the strong arm of the Saudis, you know, and the Bush connection.
That's it.
The Bush connection.
They own us.
I mean, by the way, also 9/11, you know, there were a lot of documents, and the same panel from some of the, you know, these official panelists of the 9/11 Commission, they admitted, you know, there is a lot of evidence bringing that the connection is to the Saudi. Of course, we went to Iraq. I mean, that's completely, there is no logic. Like, there is no,
that time.
You know, there is like...
We should have went to Saudi Arabia. The 18 people on the plane were all from Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Osama bin Laden was from Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
The entire Obama family is from Saudi Arabia. Our president is being paid by Saudi Arabia. Hillary Clinton is being paid by Saudi Arabia.
It is true. It is true.
Where do you think their donors are coming from? And I'm a Democrat.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I don't like it. I want to expose it, and I'm hoping that you'll put this on the air.
Yes, and I'm glad we're talking about that. Listen, I want to say, you know, first of all, good luck with your campaign, because we need more people that they do not pledge allegiance to a party, but their allegiance to the Constitution and to the facts of the truth. I mean, that's the most important thing. That's why I say...
When I die, Luca,
Yes.
I will die fighting against anyone that is against the United States Constitution.
Exactly.
And we have taken our vow to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Exactly. No, I completely support you, and I completely. I'm glad.
No, that's you too. I know you're that way too. I know you took that oath.
Yes, exactly. And I want to say, guys, please, especially people that normally they've been just following the party. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. When we see evil, we need to expose it. Let's not play. I mean, sometimes, I have a lot of, let's say, most of the Democrats, they don't like what I'm saying, kind of for them too extreme or whatever. But guys, now it is no more about this. If we have people that we understand that, don't start to find justification. Oh, Bush did that too. You know what? Evil does not justify more evil. It's time to stop this. If we have somebody like Hillary running for office, for presidency, it's not just a regular office. And we know in the deepness of our heart what type of scumbag she is, what type of, completely phony. I mean, I don't even want to start to go down to the Webster dictionary, how many words I can find to describe her. You know the situation, and it's not just about Benghazi, just the beginning. It's much more. I mean, do we want to live in an America that is not just made by dynasties like the Bush and the Clinton and the Bush? Are we not tired of this? Seriously, that would be enough right there. But there is much more. And I don't care where it is from. You expose, it's your duty if you are in a party, you expose the corruption and evil, especially when it's in your party. Because these people are supposed to work for you. That's the bottom line. You help them out, especially if you are in a central committee, or if you are, some sort of any position into the party, like a precinct committee man. You gotta really speak up against the people that in your party they are corrupted and they are doing evil things. Please, let's stop for a moment this partisanship and let's unite as Americans. Ronald, I have to go now. Do you have a website that you want to say for your campaign? People can find you out.
Well, I would like people to go to foreclosureammunition.com.
Perfect. And guess what?
And they can find me there.
And they can find you there
There's
also.
another exciting thing I'd just like to say.
Okay. And
2 years ago,
yes,
I had no support from anybody. You were one of the very first people that ever even allowed me to speak. I use that phrase when I talk to you. Mm-hmm. You allowed me my First Amendment constitutional right to speak, even though I was a Democrat.
Especially because you're a Democrat. I want to hear what you got to say.
You were hesitant. But I want everybody to know out there are many, many, many Democrats that feel exactly the way that I do. My people are carpenters. They are pipe fitters. They are dock workers. Mm-hmm. They are laborers. They are the people, the fabric of this country. Whether you know it or not, every sheriff and every police officer in this country is a Democrat.
How do they feel now
and
with
they're
that?
Listening to me.
Ronald, how do they feel now that...
And I told them, no, we want every American citizen armed in every household, in every community.
Yes.
To stop the violence like we just saw in Paris,
yes.
France.
And how do they feel now, the Democrats, that their president is being pushing and succeeding with, of course, with the help
He's not our president.
I know.
He's a Muslim.
I understand. But before we go there, technically, this man is being voted by a Democratic base, okay? And now...
No. We didn't know he was a Muslim.
I know, but we understand. He's also a Marxist and many other things, and maybe he doesn't even have the potus to be a president. But before even I go there, now the Democrats the unions that supported him, when this man, with the help of Republicans, Congress, okay, they passed TPP, the final destruction, worse than CAFTA and NAFTA, that already destroyed millions of American jobs. Now, I would like to talk to these people that voted for him twice and start to say, how do you feel now that your son and daughters, they're going to completely have no more jobs, no good jobs here, they're going to be all exported in third world countries. and we're gonna become just working for Walmart probably. I mean, something that I like to remind the Democrats especially, and also the Republicans, because these bastards, they work together. The Republican Congress wanted it, and Obama wanted it, because they're all following the same orders from the same international bankers. So the TPP, the TPP is one of the things that should unite us, all of us, Republicans, Democrats, Independents. We all been screwed. That's the bottom line.
Here's what I'm trying to say. Shannon, please listen to this one last point, okay?
Yes.
You need to know the facts. The facts are the Carlyle Group was a corporation that was started with the Bush family and the Saudis. You didn't know that, huh?
Oh, yes, of course I knew. And the company that they had, Bush
But
family.
people don't know. We need to tell them.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought it up. And let me give you another little keyword that people can research. The Bush family with the Bin Laden family, they had a company, was called the Arbusto.
And they're partners, 50-50.
Arbusto Incorporation, okay? So that was before
Okay.
9/11.
And guess who Hillary went to work for?
Go
The
ahead.
same outfit.
Yes, they all work together. They're all friends. Look at Bush father and Clinton. They hug each other and they go around and they do this sort. I mean, it's all club, and we are not part of it.
But we're kind of like down here on the grassroots level.
Yes.
We're alone. We can't look to our Democratic Party. We can't look to our Republican Party for any leadership.
No.
We have to do it right here in your county, Mojave, in my county, San Bernardino, right here
Yes.
on our streets. When we look out the window,
Exactly.
No,
I
get out
agree.
and walk down the street.
Yes. We
Meet
got.
your neighbor.
Yes.
Love your neighbor.
Yes.
Get around and know what is going on, because they are coming after us.
Yes. Completely.
And we need our guns. We need to defend ourselves. I don't want to sound, panicky.
No, this is
But
true.
look at Paris, France.
Yep.
And if you want your kids to go to a concert and get shot up, then do nothing.
Exactly. This is true.
I say do something.
They are using these pawns to destabilize. Remember, this elite, they have a philosophy, okay? And the idea is to create order out of chaos. And that now they are creating the chaos. There is the crisis, and then we'll give you the solution. It's going to be more tyranny, more infringement of our rights. Listen, this is the hour that normally, also beside talking about things like this, and love, of course, this is important. We are showing today that, we are breaking the barriers, the walls of this conditioning. Republicans, Democrats.
We have to break these walls.
Yes.
We have to talk.
We have to unite together as Americans, as a human beings.
Radio allows us to talk. First Amendment. No other radio station will allow that. No other media will allow us to say what has just been said here today.
Oh, I agree. Things like that, they will cut you off so fast. It's not even funny. I would like to go back to the little bit of I'm kind of tired today. I already had 2 hours before and I'm hungry. So what I'm gonna do now, I have a glass of wine here that I just opened. I will drink it on your honor. And all to the Democrats out there would have the balls like Ronald McDonald is having to stand up for the truth and not following the party lines, but following the Constitution and following the law for country, and more important, following the truth. So even if it means that sometimes you gotta get enemies in your party, you stand for the truth, not for the party. I have this glass of wine, I'll drink for you, and I'm going to cook now. I'm gonna finish the broadcasting from my kitchen. Today I'm so hungry, I need to make a fast, quick pasta recipe, and it's gonna be spaghetti aglio olio peperoncinos. Very simple, spaghetti, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, and red hot chili. So good, it's so simple.
Okay, so you're going to do the red wine, I hope.
Yes, I got red wine here. So listen, Ronald.
Not white with spaghetti, no.
White is just for aperitif. Red wine while I'm eating. Okay? Listen.
I always did white wine with fish, and I did red wine with
That's true.
meat.
Red wine with fish, and normally red you go with meals. But now I have a little aperitif.
Italian, and I'm Irish, and what do I know about that? You know.
Good. Listen, Ronald, I'll give you a hug. Keep me posted, and God help us, okay?
Okay. I love you back, Zanna.
Thank you,
I'm
my
going to
friend.
go ahead and post your song all over the internet today. I'll do it.
Thank
I
you.
want everybody to listen to Don't Tread on Us.
Okay, since you're on the Tread on Us mode, I'm gonna put now Don't Tread on Us instrumental. Normally I never do that, okay? You listen.
I want the vocal, man.
You want the
That
vocal?
is really
Okay.
good.
I'll give you the vocal. You want the dance
After
version?
you're done with this, I want you to call me back for 1 minute, okay?
Okay. You want the dance version or you want the standard? What would you like?
I want the original, man.
Or original.
I'm not
Okay.
the modern thing. I'm 65. I like that original because I think it sounds worldly. It's music that anybody in the world could understand.
Perfect. Let me go. Listen, guys, don't go away.
All right, you're going to call me back in a minute,
I will
right?
call you back after this little bit of a break. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Time to move to my kitchen to broadcast from there. And now you have Don't Tread on Us, music and lyrics by myself. And since we are here, just to let you know, if you want to support me, to keep this show alive, you know, normally I don't look for and I don't beg for corporate sponsors because in this way I can say whatever I want. And we can say whatever we want. So I need your help. Please go to my website, www.zanna.us, ZANNA.us. And with just 99 cents, you know, you don't need to be rich. 99 cents. If I'm not worth 99 cents, you know, probably you shouldn't even listen to me. Seriously. You can download any of my songs. And in this way, with just 99 cents or even more if you want to, you can help me out to keep this show free. Here we go. Don't Tread on Us, music and lyrics by Luca Zanna.
Don't tread on us, we're not afraid. You work for us, we're not your slaves. Don't tread on us, you cross the line. Soon you will pay for all your crimes. After a long train of abusive and dissipation, now we've lost our patience. Yeah, you're trying to kill our constitution, to kill our pride. Now the wood is dry. Don't tread on us, we're not afraid. You work for us, we're not your slaves. Don't tread on us, you cross the line. Soon you will pay for all your crimes. You keep on pushing us into desperation. You lonely few, our determination. Yeah, it's been way too long since the last time, 1776. Now we're done with your tricks. Don't tread on us. Don't tread on us. We're not afraid. You work for us. We're not your slaves. Don't tread on us. You cross the line. Soon you will pay for all your crimes. Don't tread on us. Don't tread on us. Now it's payback time.
Don't Tread on Us, music lyrics by myself, Luca Zanna. Now, very important, Ronald told me something that I thought would be nice and to share. And this is the hour about love after all. And I think it would be perfectly fitting. I didn't know this and gave me a lot of joy, honestly. And I'm not going to tell you myself. He's going to tell you exactly why and what. Ronald, are you there?
Yes, I am, Santa.
Please, since this is the hour about love, it made me feel kind of, moving and a little emotional and grateful that I was able to help indirectly with my little song, Don't Tread on Us. Tell us exactly what you told me before off the air.
Well, I wanted to tell you, confidentially, because I didn't know if you wanted to, broadcast it, but you have my permission to broadcast. One of the happiest moments in my entire life happened because, I was sending out that Don't Tread on Us, your CD to just about anybody and everybody, that I could, because I love this song, not because of you, whatever, I'm not, gay.
It's the message.
You know what I mean?
It's the message.
I just love that tune. It was a good tune. Well, somebody picked it up out there in New York, okay? Wow. And he called me. And he said, "Hey, is that you, Ronnie?" I said, "Yeah. Who's this?" And he said, "Well, this is Richard." And I said, "Richard, I've been looking for you for 50 years now." You understand?
Yes, and that's your family. It's a cousin.
I mean, I was floored. And I told him I went, and I drove, his mother bought property up there in Sedona, Arizona, in the 60s. And, I drove there many times looking for him.
Wow.
Back in the 80s and the 90s, he was like my brother. We slept in the same bed together. We're not gay, okay? Mm-hmm. He's got a wife. I got a wife. You got it?
Yes,
but we grew up as little kids together.
Wow.
And then we were separated, at around age 14 or 15 because of, very rotten circumstances where, my parents were killed and, his father left and there was all kind of problems. But his mother went to New York, went on Broadway.
Wow.
And my mother went and worked, directly for Walt Disney.
Wow.
In Disney Studios. But what's funny we had in common, which, we played the guitar together back when we were 14.
Wow.
Well, he turned out to be a lead guitarist for many major bands in New York.
Wow. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing story.
His father started MTV, that was, I don't know if you're familiar with that. That was music television.
Oh, yeah.
Back in,
yeah. I used to watch MTV, yep, when I was a teenager.
Yeah, his father, that was his stepfather, was David Lloyd.
Wow.
Started Cheers and discovered Danny DeVito and, all the characters, on the Cheers program, and then went on and on and on and on. But this man is one of the very best guitar players in the entire world. My band back then, which was, just a 3-year deal, was Ronnie and the Rebels. And what we missed was the guitar player. We would have been like the Beatles if we had my missing cousin.
Wow. So the bottom line, I'm really grateful that you shared this with me because, I wrote this song for what I believe it's, share my message, of course, my beliefs. But now to know, regardless the political and the freedom message, to know that somehow this song was instrumental to make you find your cousin after 50 years, that really, for me, would be, sir. It made it worth it right there. And I really appreciated that you share with me your personal thing like that because it means a lot. So I want to thank you for that. And say hi to your cousin. I really appreciate also for him to listen to my song. That's the bottom line. I really do. And I hope you can see him in person soon. Are you going to meet him soon in person?
I want to come over there so bad. Yes, I want to come over and see you, man. Let me tell you something. There's something magical happening in the air at K Talks Radio right now that doesn't happen anywhere else in the world.
Tell me.
The message is getting out. I mean, after 50 years, my cousin, my brother, who I loved and still do,
Wow.
found me.
Wow.
That's magical.
Yes, I agree. I'm so glad you told me. Listen, I want to thank you again, and I have the water boiling for the pasta because now I promised to my listeners also that I'm going to cook pasta. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm going back, and we go back with the recipe of today. Don't go away. Thank you, Ronald. You
Wait a
listening?
minute. You know what his words were to me? I love you, Ronnie. And I said back to him, I love you, Richie.
You know what would be fun if one day, tell him that I would like to have him on the show. That would be great. Maybe you can be together, to have a little bit of a 3 phone calls. We can be there and share something together on the air. I would love to know what's going on in New York, and I would like to talk even with another musician out there. It would be great.
Well, he supports your show, and he is listening now.
Perfect.
And I'm just trying to tell you, you're doing something magical, buddy.
Thank you.
And if you get down sometimes, don't give up because you're being heard around the world. I know that.
I appreciate it, and I do my best. Listen, Ron, thank you. I'm going to have the first 2 forks of pasta, one for you and one for Rich, and then I go for me, okay? I'm going to thinking about you.
You know what? I love you too, Santa, and I'm not gay, but I love you. I'm allowed to say that.
Of course. This is the hour about love. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Don't go away. Now it's cooking time.
And I love Kristen Harper also, but I'm not going to drink her coffee.
Okay, bye. Bye-bye, Ron. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here we go, guys. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. Now I'm broadcasting from my kitchen, and if you don't believe it, let me give you some signs. Water, okay, and forks, and of course pots, and me, okay, and the wine, of course. Now, I must tell you, this little news that I did not expect from my friend Ronald O'Donnell, to know that his cousin, after 50 years, was able to found him because of my little song, Don't Tread on Us. That really moved me. It was a very nice gift. And it's not about this song. It's about, even if just I could help or just give him a good vibe, a good something nice. Like this is talking about love, talking about family, talking about 2 children who grew up together and that they were lost after all these years and they were able to find each other. And because of my little song, I don't care if I'm not a famous whatever, like you can hear it on the maybe MTV songwriter. But I'm happy. I'm a happy man, and I'm very happy that not only sharing the message of the song around the world, but more important is to even have done that. That would make it worth it. Now, back to the hour of love. This cooking time. And let me tell you something. Today I'm hungry. It's kind of a cold day. It's windy. Even in Arizona, once in a while, we get cold. Wind from the north. Days like this, I need something to eat more than ever because, I consume a lot of calories just staying warm. And I'm not in the mood to cook something too sophisticated, and I really didn't go shopping. But, all I know that I need not much because, after all, the Italian cuisine is a very simple cuisine, but you must have good ingredients. Today I will cook the spaghetti aglio olio peperoncino. And I already shared with you maybe a few months ago, maybe 1 year ago, but I want to do it again just in case sometimes I have new listeners, I know, and maybe somebody didn't catch it up. So let me tell you what you need. First of all, you need spaghetti. And that's vital that you get a good brand, okay? I like normally to get organic pasta. There are a lot of good stuff out there, but if you have access to Trader Joe's, it's a great place. You can get very good stuff and GMO-free organic pasta for $1.50 or something like that, okay? I'm working with 1 pound. When I cook, I don't cook less than a pound because anyway, trust me, not is going to get wasted here, okay? Now, 1 pound of pasta. You got the water, a big steel pot full of water, and it's boiling, okay? As I said before, I don't want to repeat you, even the quality of water is important. If you get water from a city full of chlorine or chemicals, you will taste it because the pasta will absorb these chemicals. So try to get at least purified water, okay? If you have a filter system, use that. Then we need, of course, garlic, and try to get fresh garlic. Don't get the old beat up garlic from China. If you grow your own garlic, it's simple. I'm not going to tell you how to do it now, but figure it out. Get fresh garlic. So we don't need much, but we need at least 3 or 4 cloves, big cloves, not gloves, gloves that you put in your hands, cloves, okay? And then we need a big red hot chili pepper, okay? Something spicy. It's up to you, your personal taste. And some fresh parsley. I grow my own parsley in vases, so I don't need to buy it. So here we go. Now, as an addition, you can also use some cheese. Normally, you don't even need it on this one, but pecorino cheese as a strong cheese would be perfect. And some ground pepper. Now, I'm going to use, 1 second, on the other hand. Let me put my microphone down. The pasta is boiling, and I am opening the package. Excuse me, the water is boiling. The pasta is not boiling. I'm opening the package of pasta, okay? Here we go. So here we go, dropping the pasta into the boiling water. So at this point, when the water is boiling, you drop the spaghetti into the water, okay? Now, very simple. You want to be sure that they cook evenly. So I don't like to break them down, but I like to push them down, okay? So at least they start to be all immersed in the water. Try to get, if you can, a big pot. That would be nice, okay? So that's the idea. Now, how long this pasta is going to boil depends on the quality of pasta you have, on the brand. Every brand is different, depending on the thickness of the pasta. For this pasta, probably about 5 minutes. And you know what? I mean, we may just stay together because I can talk about different things. But meanwhile, before even we go there, let me just tell you, you have on the same cooking area, one fry pan, a big pan, with probably about 4 or 5 tablespoons of oil. 4 it's enough. But anyway, you will see. You want to make it even, okay? You don't want to drench it in oil, but you want to put enough oil that you can put inside the pasta at the end. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to start to warm up this oil very little. It must be on low temperatures, okay? You don't want to burn the garlic, because what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pretty much cut. And if you want to smash it even better, you get more flavor, you're going to smash the garlic inside the oil. Simple as that. So what I do, I use a fork and I smash it. I don't want to cook this garlic, okay? I just want to warm it up, that it'll start to flavor the oil with the flavor of garlic. And at the same time, it starts to warm up. So that's what I'm doing here. While the pasta is boiling, I'm doing with my fork, I am squashing this, smashing the garlic into the oil. Simple as that, okay? So far, look, very little ingredients and very simple. Now, what I have also, it's this red hot chili. I like to add it almost at the end when the pasta is ready to be tossed inside. But I'm going to start to cut it in small pieces. Let me do it now. So let me move my area. This is kind of fun because, you know, I am recording here. I mean, I'm broadcasting from the kitchen, and I'm kind of trying to do this with 2 hands because I have one hand. Here we go. I had to cook. Here we go. So I'm chopping the garlic now in small little, the red hot chili. And by the way, I have fun growing my own little vegetables. This is so easy. Even if you don't live in a farm like I do on a farm, we just with vases. And they said, you know, don't get me wrong, I like flowers, but you can grow, instead of flowers, you can grow chilies, you can grow basil, you can grow, you know, herbs. It's so much fun. You save money and you know what you're eating. So anyway, now just finished to cut in small pieces this red hot chili, pretty spicy. It's nice chili from my garden. And what I do, meanwhile, the oil in the pan with the garlic is warming up the garlic. Remember, you do not want to burn the garlic. You don't even want to make it brown. You want to maybe just, melt the flavor with that, okay? It means you're going to have it like on very low temperature and let it sit. Now, what I'm doing also, I'm letting this chili into the oil. So, meanwhile the pasta is boiling, the garlic, the chili, and the oil, they are pretty much mixing all together. Simple as that. And they're absorbing each other. Now, the salting of the pasta, okay? The spaghetti, they're all inside the water, and probably another 3 minutes. So we need to put some salt. I always say put less because you can always add later. If you put too much, you're destroyed. What you need for salt, you can get a lot of things look like salt out there, but if you can, even these little things, the details, good quality salt, you don't need to spend much. I mean, after all, it's a couple of dollars instead of $1, but you got very good stuff. You want to have sea salt, okay? That's important. Don't get the other one. It makes a difference even in the flavor, and I think it's much healthier for you. So sea salt. Now, people say, how do you know that the pasta is ready? Okay, look. As I said, I don't even count the minutes. It is not about minutes, about, I can see it. I can see in the pasta is ready. I can see from the color. But let's say if you have a little less experience, what you should do, you taste it. Simple as that. When you think that you're almost close to the time, you start to taste it. Now, the word, al dente, that means that it's not floppy, or sloppy, excuse me. It's very important, because if you never had pasta al dente and you have this pasta that tastes like chewing gum, that's really sad. You never really had pasta. So you need to discover the idea al dente. Now, I always have the idea that if you make it a little more al dente than normal, you know that the pasta will continue cooking even after you turn the fire off. Because just even moving it from the water and draining it is still going to keep cooking. So, I like it al dente. So, leave a little bit, it's about the experience. This takes a little time, okay? It's also about your personal flavor, the taste. Anyway, meanwhile the pasta is finished cooking, I see that the garlic and the red hot chili, they're all together in this pan with the oil. And of course I see that the garlic start to become now more and more, almost melting, okay? You don't want to cook it, but you want to smash it. And it's really going to get incredible flavor. By the way, I hate cooked garlic. Honestly, I don't like it, but I like when it's kind of... You don't even need to eat the garlic, by the way, unless you want to. But it's going to give the flavor to the oil. That's the trick, okay? Here we go. Now, parsley. I never put parsley when I'm cooking. That means I like to put herbs at the end. Otherwise, you're going to have, overcooked herbs. Parsley just for the flavoring at the end, a little bit. So you get a little bit of parsley, wash it up, add it ready, and at the end we'll add it. Now, talking about this, the hour of love. As I said, guys, I'm a human being, and sometimes I feel tired too. And sometimes all this information we're going through together, it's kind of overwhelming. After all, you look at the big picture and it's kind of scary, but it's not even afraid for me. I'm really afraid for who is coming after us, and I believe that we have this obligation to our sons and daughters to do our best to preserve some sort of a dignity as human beings, to be living still in a free society. And I see that in 20, 30 years from now, we may be living in some sort of a sci-fi horror movie, I hope to be wrong. I hope we can stop it, and we have to, and we will try, that's for sure. And I want to say also, as people like Ron, and even this little phone call, give me the strength to say, okay, what am I doing after? What I'm trying to do? I'm just a regular guy that sometimes can even articulate correctly in English my thoughts, because after all, it's not even my first language, even it is. I speak mostly English, but, I didn't go to school, and I have my limitations, I understand that, but I'm trying. And what am I doing? My little local radio show. I mean, it really is going to change the world? I don't know. But when I see people like Ron, when I hear, for example, from ladies like Karen from Scotland, that she wrote me a nice email. I want to thank you, by the way, Karen from Scotland. and your beautiful big huge dog. She has a dog Blue. It's a monster. It's like, wow, that just give me a support and listening. Just listening for me, it's a support. But when then you take the time to write and to give me your input, I really appreciate it. Maybe I'm not just crazy and talking to myself. So that's pretty much the story. And of course, I want to thank, since last time I couldn't, last Sunday, my friend, Saviki, Eric from California, always sending me great bottles of wine. I really appreciate you very much. Now, by the way, I think the pasta is getting there. So what I do, I'll taste it just a little bit. Let me see, 1 sec. Okay, now be careful, I don't want to burn my hand. Yeah, get in there. Okay. Okay, the pasta, it is almost ready. I would say another 40 seconds. But what I'll do, I'll continue. I turn the heater off. I'm preparing here my drainer, okay? Colander, whatever it's called. And let's see if I can do this without burning my hands. 1 second. One hand, I'm moving the hot water. Here we go. I'm draining now the pasta. Now, the trick is you want to leave some water from the cooking. You don't want to drain it all. You must leave some water. It's vital in this recipe, okay? Little bit, okay? Now, I dropped the pasta with a little bit leftover water into the pan where the garlic, oil, and chili, red hot chili, was waiting. Now, this little water is going to help to create almost like, let's say, a sauce, but we're not going to have water in the pasta. It's going to be just make it soft, okay? Now, if you want to make a little put little cheese, normally I do. Depends which part of the world you live. Maybe you cannot find pecorino cheese, okay? Like normally I could find in Rome, but if you live in places like big cities, you may. If you don't, guess what? You can get any type of strong cheese you like, okay? You just grate it. And you can sparkle it right now. That's what I'm doing. So I'm getting some pecorino cheese. Now, final touch, you get a little bit of parsley, and you put it on top, and let it sit. Now, for me, the pasta is cooked. I already can see it. It's ready to go. I turn everything off, and I like that there was this little water. By the way, now it's completely, gone, but it still keep the pasta moist and soft. Okay, here we go. That was today's recipe: spaghetti aglio olio e peperoncino. And you're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Luca Zanna.